Let me ask you something honestly. When was the last time you actually relaxed on purpose? Not scrolling in bed, not falling asleep on the couch, not power napping between tasks. I mean the kind of calm where your brain finally stops acting like it has 47 tabs open. If that feels like a distant childhood memory, then yes, it's definitely time for a reset. We live in a world where people are overwhelmed by notifications, pressure, comparison, and responsibilities. Burnout isn't just something that happens occasionally for many people. It has become their default emotional setting. The Global Wellness Institute reported that the global wellness economy reached about US $6.3 trillion at the end of 2023, and it's projected to grow to around US $9 trillion by 2028. That growth is not happening because everyone suddenly wants lavender oil and yoga pants. It's happening because people are exhausted and looking for a real solution. People aren't craving just a break, they are craving themselves back. The version of them that isn't overwhelmed, rushed, or mentally buffering like slow Wi-Fi when you open too many apps at once. And in the middle of all that noise sits something powerful: luxury wellness retreats. These are immersive experiences designed not just to help you relax, but to recalibrate your nervous system and your inner balance. Wellness tourism, which refers to travel specifically for well-being, is valued at around US $900 billion to US $1 trillion in 2024, making it one of the fastest-growing sectors in travel. This isn't a trend driven by aesthetics or social media aesthetics. It's driven by people realizing that constant stress is not a personality trait, it's a problem. Luxury retreats are rising because people are done with survival mode. They want to live well, feel clear, and exist with intention again. Here's where the confusion kicks in. A wellness retreat is not a vacation. It's not about lying by a pool drinking cocktails shaped like pineapples while pretending everything is fine. It's not about escaping your life and then returning to your inbox like nothing happened. Retreats are intentional, thoughtful, and structured with a purpose. To change your inner state, not just your view. The goal is not to run away from your life, the goal is to return to your life with a stronger, clearer version of you. It's the difference between numbing your stress and releasing your stress in a healthy way. A vacation helps you escape your life. A retreat helps you improve your life. There's a difference, like taking a nap versus actually getting real rest. One feels temporary. The other restores you. When you go on a regular vacation, you come back with photos, souvenirs, and possibly a sunburn you'll regret for a week. But when you go on a wellness retreat, you return with clarity, emotional reset, healthier habits, and sometimes a whole new internal operating system. Yes, it can genuinely feel like a personality upgrade. And yes, your friends will absolutely ask why you suddenly look calm, grounded, and wise. Let them wonder. It's fun to have a little mystery and peace all at the same time. You don't have to explain healing to anyone. Choosing the right retreat is where most people make mistakes. Just because a resort has pretty views does not mean it will change your life. Aesthetic does not equal transformation. If you choose based only on Instagram potential, you may relax for 3 days and then return right back to the same stress loop you came from. You need a retreat that aligns with your actual internal needs, not just your camera roll. The retreat should support the version of you you want to become, not just the version of you people will see in pictures. First, get clear on your goal. If your mind has been stuck in survival mode and everything feels overwhelming, you likely need emotional reset and nervous system restoration. If stress has been affecting your sleep, digestion, hormones, or energy, then you need physical recovery and metabolic support. And if your creativity has been missing in action, you may need a mental and creative restart, the kind that reconnects you with inspiration. Clarity creates direction. Without knowing your goal, you'll end up picking randomly, and random effort leads to random results. Once your goal is clear, you can choose the style of retreat. Holistic retreats focus on meditation, breathwork, yoga, grounding practices, journaling, and digital detox. These are perfect if life feels like a runaway train with no brakes. Clinical or integrative retreats include medical consultations, nutrition testing, sleep therapy, metabolism protocols, and sometimes genetic screening. These are ideal when you want measurable, trackable improvements, not just good vibes and herbal tea. The right retreat meets your mind and your body where they are. No matter which style you choose, check the credentials. A retreat must be led by trained wellness professionals, not someone who took one weekend course and suddenly became a soul alignment guru. Look at past reviews, program details, and the team's expertise. Real transformation comes from knowledge, structure, and intentional care, not just pretty scenery and nice playlists. You're trusting people with your emotional, physical, and mental reset. Make sure they're qualified. Location matters more than most people realize. Your nervous system responds to environment long before your mind analyzes it. The ocean expands emotional space. Forest air reduces cortisol. Mountain views slow your breathing and settle your thoughts. Nature does half the healing without needing a single motivational quote. If the retreat location feels overwhelming, loud, cluttered, busy, it's not a wellness retreat. Simply stress with a different backdrop. Now let's talk price honestly. Luxury retreats typically range from $1,500 to $10,000 and above, depending on the level of personalization. Yes, that can feel like a big number, but the real value isn't in the towels, the smoothies, or the spa robes. The real value is who you are when you walk back into your life afterward. If the retreat helps you break stress cycles, restores your energy, and shifts your habits for months or even permanently, then the price becomes a turning point, not a cost. It's an investment in your future self, not a purchase. A retreat is not about escaping your life. It's about returning to your life with power, clarity, and calm. Point one is temporary relief. The other is transformation. Here's the truth no retreat brochure mentions. Your results depend on how you show up. If you treat the retreat like a vacation itinerary, rushing to every class, trying to optimize relaxation, you'll block the very transformation you came for. You cannot force restoration. You have to allow it. Healing is not performance. It's openness. It's permission to slow down. The most powerful thing you can bring into a retreat is willingness. Willingness to pause. Willingness to listen to your emotions. Willingness to rest without guilt. You don't have to overshare. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. When the noise in your mind quiets, clarity finally has space to appear. And that moment, that first quiet breath, is the beginning of real alignment. If your retreat includes assessments or wellness guidance, ask questions and pay attention. Understanding your patterns gives you tools for long-term change. But don't overwhelm yourself by trying to overhaul your entire life in 1 week. Choose 1 or 2 meaningful habits to continue at home. Tiny, consistent changes reshape identity far more than dramatic temporary ones. Healing grows in small steps. The most important part of a retreat is what happens after you leave. When you return to your normal environment, your old habits will try to pull you back. This is where integration matters. Give yourself 1 quiet transition day before jumping back into full responsibilities. Choose 1 daily ritual: breathwork, sunlight, a slow morning, journaling. Something small enough to maintain, but powerful enough to anchor you. Consistency is where the retreat becomes your life. Your retreat wasn't just time away, it was a reset that reminded you what real peace feels like. Changed how you think, move, and respond, making calm a new strength. In a loud and overwhelming world, retreats give you space to reconnect with yourself. You deserve a life that feels good every day, and sometimes stepping away is what allows you to return stronger and more whole. Your peace era is calling, and that's a wrap. If this spoke to you, don't just scroll past it, your reset is calling. Hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments where your dream retreat would be.